trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
RS cast is the stats that we're bringing. Stream alerts, you know that's where we're pinging. The usual plays and the fails that we're showing. How's the week gone? It's what we're reviewing. Yeah. Rhino cast in the flesh, he's made the attendance. Paying for him, drained all of our receipts account balance. He's made it big now, casting the main event action. Doesn't cast for us now, does it not give him satisfaction? Pegasus is his name, but of course we can't forget the sir. Team Serene haven't missed you as AGM, it was a blur. Didn't take long to win franchise of the season without you. Finally got yourself a haircut, that's so long way overdue. Well, we got ourselves a real life lunchbox on screen. With Kingsman around, there's one less player on your team. Dan Skew didn't want to run it back, not surprised man. Even scared of cash so fast, he flew straight to Japan. Lastly, Ma, please do us a favor and don't break the stream. If you didn't have V-Mix, you wouldn't even be on the team. RS cast is the stats that we're bringing. Stream alerts, you know that's where we're pinging. The usual plays and the fails that we're showing. How's the week gone? It's what we're reviewing.
It's that time again, folks, where the RSC season is over and we need to talk through everything that has happened in the RSC17 playoffs. Welcome, everybody, to RScast RSC Season 17 Awards Show. I'm Rhino, and I will be your host this evening alongside two playoff experts. But Cash and Smashy couldn't make it, so it's going to be Kingsman Gas and Sir Pegasus. Pegasus, we're officially done with the season. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. A bit strange, to be completely honest with you, seeing that we have redecorated here. A nice new fancy overlay. I tell you what, I'm quite a fan of it. I'm quite a fan. But, you know, it's awards day. It's good vibes. It's been a great season. So we're not going to trip on the final hurdle.
Well, yeah, we're yet to find out about that one, Pegasus. Kingsman, it's an absolute pleasure. Obviously, the two gentlemen representing the Thai squad on the stream. How are you feeling?
Gotta look the part. It's the end of season awards.
That's what I'm saying.
You've got to look the part. Pegasus just woke up about 5 minutes ago and pulled on what he could. So
20.
So we can't blame him in the slightest. But no, I'm good and ready to wrap up RSC17.
Well, we have a lot of things to get on with tonight, boys, so I think we should just jump into it straight away as we review everything that happened with our two top leagues not last weekend, the weekend before now. It's been a little while since we've been able to see you, but we will go over exactly what happened. So let's start with Elite. What happened in the play-ins? We're going to go with Pegasus first. Talk us through it.
Well, first of all, I will throw all of the love over to wonderful Kingsman Gas and his organisation, because Mistaken had a wonderful first day in that lower bracket, a 4-2 win versus Deception. They already had a bit of a seeding disadvantage, but they completely wiped that out when they went in that next round. A 4-0 versus Link helped them qualify through the lower brackets. But of course, there's another side on that lowers. At Lakoya, taking down our good friend Celery Sticks in a Game 7. Seemingly exhausted heading into that next round. Carbo were completely charged and they used all of that energy to progress themselves down the bracket as well. But in the uppers, we had a 4-2 for Defcars Nefeli and a 4-2 for Team Serena Kami. No 0-2s this time.
No, not for the moment, as we then take a look into the playoffs for Elite as we move on to take a look exactly what happened and who took home the victory. And I'll pass over to Kingsman Gas to talk us through everything that happened on that championship Saturday.
Yes, and it was a great start for Giles as they started off with a Game 7 victory over Nefeli. Brilliant start for the Team Berserkers franchise. And Akami, they sent the first seed of Darkness packing with a 4-2 win, set up a brilliant upper final. And then Mistaken continued their brilliant run, sending Bro 0-2 in the play-ins and the playoffs. Same with Summit as Carbo sent them packing, but both sides that dropped from the uppers came with a vengeance. Darkness sweeping Legacy and Nefelli sweeping Carbo on two teams that looked full of fire and ready to push on. It was Nefelli then to get the sweep onto Darkness. Darkness was sent home. And then in the upper final, Giles Akami, Game 7 thriller. It was Giles to take it. Akami sent to the lowers where they will meet Nefelli, who will send them packing home in a 4-1 lower final. And Nefelli on an absolute stormer. Game 5 and then in bracket reset, Game 4 Giles in the ultimate disrespect of a bracket reset to win the title and show Giles what they should have done in that upper semi-final.
What a lower bracket run. Absolutely incredible from the quarters all the way through to the grand final, earning the bracket reset and taking home the championship. Congratulations to Death Cloud Nefelli. Right, we can then move on to take a look at the final championship to be decided of the entirety of RSC17 by taking a look at Master. And Kingsman, you can stay on the microphone to talk us through play-ins.
Yes, I can. And Inferno, they were 7th place technically coming into the play-ins here, but there would be no magical 7th place run. Inferno was sent home by Nox in a Game 6, and then Virtus in a Game 7 sent away Nox. And then in the other side, it was Zeus to get a 4-2 over Abyss. But again, keeping the trend going, it was the 4th place team of Tempest in a Game 6 that would send it through. Then moving on to uppers, Bean would go through 4-1 winners. Rhino's favourite team in the entirety of RSC, starting out strong. And then it would be Prime versus Kazuku. It was a 4-1 for Prime, showing off why their conference was truly supreme.
I am a big fan of Mushy Pea Brains Bean. Yes, that is absolutely true. But we'll see whether they were able to continue that fine form going into playoffs. Pegasus, talk us through it. What happened?
Well, you stayed happy for quite some time because they did win that first upper semi-final in Game 7 versus Berserkers, with Yuki also advancing on that opposite side to meet in that upper final. So this is where we saw the first real trip. Chrome Esports sending Mushy Pea Brains down into that lower final, still awaiting their opponents. So we will watch from the lower round 1. It was a 3-2 from Virtus, a 3-1 from Tempest. So both of those teams coming from the lower bracket of the play-ins, all advancing past that stage of the bracket. And they were not done there. A 3-1 versus Prime, and then a 3-0 between Tempest and Berserkers, forced one of them to be eventually eliminated when they faced each other in the lower semis. But that remained a close battle. It went all the way to Game 5 before Tempest advanced themselves into a best of 7. They got 5 games yet again. However, this time they had to feel the bitter end of it. Bean earned themselves that rematch in the grand finals, but Yuki are just clearly a different level, going 8-0 if you combine both of those series together, of the upper final and that grand final. No question about it. They are the best team in RSC.
Yeah, they are. They not only proved it on the RSC stage, but they also proved it on the RLCS stage as well, getting, what was it, Kingsman? Top 48, I believe?
41, I believe.
Top 41. Well, there you go. Congratulations to Yuki. Very deserved winners of Master Tier. Now, we've spoken to you about all of the action from the final week of play, but we still want to revel in the success of everybody in RSC, and especially all of our champions. So we're going to take a look all the way back through every single champion and show you exactly who's been able to win each tier. So let's start with Academy. And your champions of Academy were Mistaken Purpose. We've got the perfect person on the desk to talk about that. Kingsman, talk us through this team.
I think summarized best, it was JPEG finally gets a trophy. Yeah, because JPEG has been searching for a trophy now for 4 or 5 seasons. Has been one of the best players in Academy/Prospect for that time. And pairing him with Ethan, Ahmed, and Skug worked perfectly, and they showed that on the day. Their pure class was brilliant all throughout the season as well, was amazing. So yeah, very much deserved, and much love to all of them.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Mistaken Purpose. Let's go up to Prospect. And Pegasus, give us some information on the wonderful Mushy P-Brain Snap.
Well, I know quite a fair bit about the likes of Papa Sparta and Dendo. They've been around for quite some time, but you also do have Rex and Cutie Pie on the roster as well. It's a new season for Mushy P-Brains. They came in, they had quite a funky name. No one anticipated that they'd be able to make it this far, but then you start to look at the real weeds of the management. Flossie, Wessel, and Hodge are all very experienced in this RSC space, and they've got great knowledge of the lower tiers as well, so to be able to put this team together and earn themselves a championship is very, very deserved. So congratulations to both the management and the players.
Yeah, wonderful stuff from MPB, taking home the W in Prospect. Moving up then to Challenger. Let's take a look. This is going to be Chrome Esports Amarok Kingsman. What a team.
Yeah, they are. And if I remember correctly, I was the only person on this desk to predict them to win. And, well, were you ever in doubt? Well, I certainly wasn't. I've managed Ronan before, and Ronan's been around for so long and is such a brilliant player in Challenger, such a good captain, and he proved it today. Panda himself, Slayer Dabs, and Katazo, I think that is. It's an absolutely brilliant team, more than capable of making the run. And, well, fair play to them. And brilliant management in Stones, Pairs, and Ronan. I think in Chrome Esports' first season as well. So to pick up a tier win in your first season is truly brilliant. But I'm sure we'll be mentioning that management team again at some point.
First season in RSC, certainly, but not the first season of Chrome Esports. They've been around for a good long while, and getting a spotlight here on the RSC stage, very impressive indeed. And I don't actually think they beat anyone difficult in the final anyway, so, their victory was already secure before that point.
Damn.
Sorry, that's toxic. Sorry, Mal, that's on me. Let's move on then. And you know what, in fact, he might just not. We'll find out as we go up to Rival. See who's got the victory. There you go. It's going to be Brave Flame and Pegasus. Please talk us through this team.
It is such a great day when Brave Esports are successful. This is a wonderful organization involved in more than just the RSC. They've got a fantastic management team. They've got a fantastic organizational structure. But sometimes we look at those franchise standings and the results aren't exactly matching what we know they are capable of. This team did, however. Ken Zero, Kalen, Stealthy Wolf, and Subi all coming together for this one roster. It is so well balanced, looking at it from just a former management perspective. Subi is an excellent player to have on that roster. He has been due a trophy, I would say, the last 2 seasons, but maybe has not quite had the team yet to be able to pull that off. But alongside these three, this was a match made in heaven, and these are very worthy rival champions.
They certainly are. Congratulations to everybody involved in the Brave management, as well as everybody involved in the team. Brave Flame, your rival champions for RSC17. Let's go up then. We already know who's going to be showing up on our screen, but we will go up to Elite anyway to reveal Deathcloud Nepheli and yet another new organization taking to the screen. That will change in just a moment, but Kingsman, for now, talk us through the Elite Champs.
Yeah, Elite Champs, it is Space Crisp's team of Bale, Rilo, Caldi, and Luke P. Although he's captain, Bale did not play playoffs. Let's just have that before I hear it from him in events meetings for the rest of the season. But yeah, honestly, brilliant team. I was told by Lynx, I believe, at the start, it was like, they'll win it easily. Rilo, Caldi, and Luke P are absolutely insane. I said, oh, surely not, right? And, well, they did it in fashion, like you saw there. Went on an absolute lower bracket of Demon lower bracket. And, well, very much deserved. Great team. And, well, what a run to be proud of.
Yeah, really impressive work from Deathcloud Nepheli, especially in the way that they did it in that grand final as well. Congratulations to everybody involved with DCE. And our final champions graphic will, of course, reveal our master champions for RSC17. Chrome, Yuki, Pegasus. What can be said about this team that hasn't already been said?
They're the cream of the crop. They're the best of the best. It's the hardest tier to win, and they pulled it off. And you look at the players on this team, seeing the 97, Crisps, Wizzy, and Rapids, you just think, how are they all able to fit on one roster? It is great management skills to just see who is worth that extra bit of CMV, get them all into one team, and have them work out. Master can be so unpredictable as a manager, it must be said, but with these guys you always know what you're going to get, and that is of course that extra trophy added to all their names in the Discord. A great championship win for Stones and the rest of Chrome Esports.
The only, as far as I remember it, two-time organization champions this season is going to be Chrome Esports, and they absolutely deserve it. A very well-run organization, and they take home 2 championships as well. Congratulations very much to Chrome. Now, the question below my kind of microphone here is very much... Very good, Mal. Thank you. I appreciate it, mate. Don't worry. Yeah, he had to get his revenge somehow. And there it is. So no, I would like to say now or even, the chances are that will not be his last retaliation. But look, we here on RScast had a little bit of a predictions competition going into the playoffs. And so we kind of need to discuss where that competition has ended. Who has been able to take it. And there was actually someone else who was competing alongside the 3 of us. Now, I don't know why. I don't really understand it personally. I think it's a sham. He's, not been on RScast with us. So, I think he should be disqualified personally from the predictions competition. But we can bring up and we can see exactly what happened with the scores. And yeah, I threw it away. I threw it away.
Ouch.
In Elite and Master. I can't believe it. I was winning by like 30 going into the final week. And it all crumbled around me, unfortunately. But Pegasus, there's a reason you're saying ouch by the looks of things.
Well, I was saying ouch because VAR couldn't save you from pulling off what I thought would be an Arsenal affair. But yeah, I'm seeing at 4th. This was not a great prediction run for me. Realistically, there were 2 classes here. There was a big kids table with Archeon and Rhino, but are just so far and away from myself and Kingsman, who are apparently duking it out there for the 3rd or 4th spot. But no, I'll gladly take the L this time. However, I've got to ask, Kingsman, you've been here longer than Rhino, and you've been here longer than myself. You are the longest standing active RS cast member. That's on screen, I believe. Have you ever won? Like, real question. Yeah, I don't think you have since I've been here.
No, not since you've been here. Before you 2 came along, I used to take it seriously.
Years, by the way. So why
I used to take it. You have not been 8 years, maybe a year.
Yeah,
I think it has been a year. I've been here a year. Pegasus has been here longer.
I used to take it seriously. I used to do research into this. Now it's just anything beyond my teams. I'm like, I don't know. So, but yeah, I did win it back in the day. Like something like RSC13, 14, I won it. But Pegasus, what you should really be embarrassed about is there was never a fight between me and you for last place. I was cemented last place.
That's true.
After the first week, I had 5 points in 2 tiers.
You should know the Master and Elite tier. You should know the Master and Elite tier. That's completely fine.
You have done a prime Arsenal and bottled it at the final hurdle. I mean, Pegasus, you should be looking in the mirror here.
Yeah, I will.
I personally was going to suggest it was a bit of a Max Verstappen when he starts in last and then just takes over all of the really easy cars to pass in a Grand Prix. Like Kingsman's kind of done that, right? He's set himself back to then absolutely zoom past Pegasus towards the end. Yeah, it's pretty mental. But I mean, you got to give credit where it's due. Arch had a brilliant Master Tier, 46 prediction points in Master Tier, beating our own so-called expert on the
he writes for scripts
on the tier.
Yeah,
he did read the scripts. No, you're so right.
He owns the league.
He does. Yeah, But I don't think anything could have stopped Yuki from winning that, to be fair. I think it would have been pretty tough. But yeah. Either way, Arch is going to take home the victory after earning... I just need to check the maths, because I'm looking at that. I'm thinking, what, it's 27 points over me in Master Tier? Yeah, that's unacceptable. We'll fix up for next season, folks. Don't worry about it. Listen, that crown's going to stay there for 1 season maximum. All right, I need Kingsman. I need you to lock in. Pegasus, you're a lost cause anyway, so it doesn't really make too much of a difference. And I need to lock in as well. All right, so that's where we're going to sit on it for next season.
You do not want that. I'll take the crown.
No?
Beginner's luck.
No?
Yeah, no, you don't want that.
All right. You know what it is, Kingsman? I want to see it. I at least just want to see it once in my lifetime. That's all I'm saying. I ain't never seen a Kingsman lock-in before.
I mean, normally me locking in is getting a quote-unquote expert in every tier and like talk me through the tier. But yeah, I could do that for next season. I have my experts waiting for me and ready.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm going to pay Hodge to give you false information. That's what I'm going to do. Here we go.
Hodge is not my expert. Hodge is not an expert. Who let this man put the expert tag? Whoa. Couldn't even put together a winning master roster. Come on.
I was literally
well, no, that's what I'm saying. He's an expert in the lower tiers. That's what I'm saying.
I was literally about to say, guys, we've spent so long in the scene that literally only applies to us four. We've got a whole chat watching, but all of a sudden you just picked a chat member from the crowd to just start grilling to get me involved.
Yeah. True. It's true. Anyway, we'll see what these predictions look like next time. We don't have to look at them anymore. We're done with that. All right, we'll never talk about it again. But yeah, a couple of wipes brows, that's for sure. What is going on, Pegasus? That's a great question. Let's ask him.
You know, I have my end of year exams coming up, so I had to revise instead of watching RSC replays. And now with how the exams are going, I might as well have been watching RSC replays.
Yeah, one of them ones. Yeah. I understand. We'll see what result he comes out with in the end. Is this your final year now, Uni Pig, or is it next year?
No, it's only year. I mean, it could be my final year. We'll see, but it's not supposed to be.
Second year. All right, fair enough. One more year with Pegasus in uni. So, with that said, yes, the Mal is absolutely correct. We must move on. We must press on. We've got so much to talk about and go through. So, players of the playoffs. That is where we are going to next. We are going to talk about every single tier's players of the playoffs. We're going to start in Academy. We're going to start with Kingsman Gas.
Yeah, we've got a full house of results here as Jams Jar takes your MVP, takes your finisher, and your savior. 498 points per game, 1.33 goals per game, and also 2.58 saves per game. And then, to finish it off, it is Vise with a 75% shooting rate. Very, very impressive from him. And also a 1 assist per game. Just beating Lanners as well. And also to mention, Jazz, you will find on there twice. This is not Master Jazz Smurfing in Academy. He is on there third for MVP and finisher. Also Zombie second for MVP and finisher as well. So only 3 people really consistent in front of the net here.
Yeah, seems to, well, sure, but by the same token, we got to give credit to Jamstar. What a season that is! Brilliant work, and you can see in the top right as well qualification rules. You must have played 8+ games in the playoffs in order to be able to qualify for the players of the week. So credit to Jamstar, did a fantastic job, and actually Vice from Team Serene as well, doing some great work for his team as well. If you do see your name at all on these screens, congratulations to you. You're one of the top performing players in your tier. Let's move up to Prospect. And Sir Pegasus, talk us through all of the players of the playoffs.
Looks overall like all of the results were pretty close between each other. So Prospect was very, very competitive in the playoff stages, but Jason Carmi still stood out as the MVP. 450 points per game, just getting in front of Francis and Cutie Pie, but that player will not be going home empty-handed. Of course, taking the tier, but also taking the finisher accolade for themselves as well. Cutie Pie on a 1.48 goals per game. The only real stat that has quite a bit of a distance between it, there's also Jason Carmi on Playmaker as well, going from 1.48 immediately down to 1.14. But then for your striker, we do have a 50% shooting percentage. It is KMW of Brave. Now, I'm just checking. They played 2 series in the playoff, but they were all best of 7. So to be able to maintain that for 2 series straight is pretty impressive. One Jibs with a 40% behind him. And then it is Taffy Jones, who was mentioned before in the finisher accolade. Clearly was doing some work during the playoffs, but your playmaker, as mentioned before, is Jason Carmi of Shadow with a 1.2, followed by Nexus on a 0.9 and Cutie Pie just behind on a 0.89. But finally, it is Francis for Team Berserkers. Got silver for MVP, but got gold for saves. 2.15 saves per game average.
There you go, your prospect players of the playoffs. Great work from everybody involved. Let's go up to Challenger and see who was able to put on a show. Goodness me, we almost had the clean sweep, Kingsman.
Wow.
Yeah, Chrome were the ones putting on a show here. It was Panda himself picking up 3 accolades for himself. MVP, finisher, and playmaker. Almost getting striker as well, by the way. Beaten by 0.19% by his teammate Ronan, who picked up 2nd for goals per game. So very clinical, especially considering they won the tier. That is just hats off, because they've played a lot more than just 8 games. So hats off to them. Very well done. And then right at the end, you have Mr. Poggy on 2.83 saves per game. But yeah, Chrome just absolutely sweeping the board here, Rhino.
Yeah, they certainly are. And credit to Panda himself as well. 3 gold medals and a silver. I'm still waiting. I still don't think we've ever seen it where an organization has had all of the awards in a week. I think it's going to be tough to do, but we wait and see if there are any more on their way. So congratulations to everybody involved in the Challenger players of the playoffs. We'll go up to Rival and see if we're able to get a clean sweep. Nope, not going to happen, Biggest.
Not quite, but it's quite symmetric, so I am enjoying that. Your MVP will be Binnelman with 482.89 points per game, just shy of that 500 points per game mark. You've also got Alex there in silver, Ken Zero in bronze, and like when I last spoke, the player in bronze for MVP also got gold for finisher. Ken Zero over 1.12 is Binnelman again. It's Alex again. Gold, silver, and bronze is just redistributed between the MVP and the finisher. Your striker's going to be a different name, though. It's Henrik on that 40%, although there is some familiarity when you go into the silver and bronzes. Your playmaker is going to be Kalen806 with a 0.85 assists per game. Clearly been assisting Ken Zero. And finally, your saviour. It is Team Serene again, being all man with a 2.44. And I can see there is another Team Serene player in bronze of Meaty Pig 999 with 2.11. But of course, I won't forget to mention Booth as well in the silver with a 2.25.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, Binnelman being able to get MVP and Savior is a combination that I like to see a lot. Shows that defense is standing tall in RSC. Not that we have any of them for Clip of the Week, sadly, but maybe next season. Maybe next season. Let's move on then, going up to Elite and Kingsman Gas. Talk us through the almost clean sweep from Dexterity.
Yeah, lots of almost clean sweeps here. As Liam, it takes your MVP, 466 points a game, beating his teammate by 2 points per game. Then it is Silas with 1.43 goals per game as your finisher. And Yellow Crab picks up your striker for 50% shooting. Then Sammy Boy picks up your playmaker with 1.4 assists per game and your savior with 2.29 per game, saves per game. So clearly Sammy Boy was doing everything but scoring as he left that to his 2 teammates who clearly were on fire in front of goal.
Yeah, they certainly were. Pretty impressive to see that going across, but just couldn't get the MVP as well. We're still waiting for that clean sweep, but credit where it's due. Dexterity looking good in the Elite playoffs in the games that they did play. So let's then finally move up into the Master tier, who was the cream of the crop, and it's completely different organizations across the board, Pegasus.
I thought this could have been the one to do it. It is not. It is NC with 520 points per game, taking that MVP. And I'm just looking. I don't believe they've played 8 games, no, they've
played
maybe
6.
Anyway, moving on. Silver is Twinzer on 485, and Matty is there in bronze with.
Involved. So, as per usual, your team of the week is normally followed, as we do discuss, by the clip of the week. So we will then go straight, I think, into clip of the playoffs. Let's see what you guys were able to put together.
It's that time of the week again. RSC-eu's clip of the week, brought to you by trophi.ai. Use code RSC-eu to get 12% off Rocket League coaching for 12 months. Now, let's check out the plays.
I'm not even going to talk. I'm not even going to talk. Pegasus, go ahead.
Yes! The entire season! The entire season on RS Cars! I have been asking for a defensive clip and you guys told me it wouldn't happen. You guys told me it wouldn't happen, but it did, and it's getting my vote with the most pressure on him. It's the playoff stage. Every single save counts. Rox pulls off 2 in a row, all from the inside of his goal, off the roof. Perfect. Perfect. That's my vote.
Yeah, I thought it might be. Kingsman, you look thoroughly unimpressed.
Don't get me wrong, the first save is good, but when the second shot is right where he lands, it's easier to save it than not.
No.
Yeah,
no,
you're a prospect. I can't hear you down there.
No.
Because it's easier double tap on a happy. Don't want to hear
Challenger,
it.
actually.
No, but prospect to me. But anyway, I think the proper clip of the playoffs, I think, has to go to Fall, in my opinion. As nice as Jarku's clip is, the double fake, I think Falls just takes a bit more. Where was your clip, Kingsman? Yeah. I didn't make the playoffs, and I don't clip. So jokes on you, Mal.
I've got a.
Where was your clip, Mal? You had the
know
chance.
Your judgment of a defensive clip does matter because you are great at keeping the ball out of net. However, you also seem to be colorblind, if I remember a certain grand final appearance. When was that? RSC17? 14? I can't rember. When.
I try to figure out what he means.
Your open net miss on the crossbar.
That's
at
not
the grand
colorblind. That is
finals.
just can't shoot open nets. That's I wear that like a badge of honor, by the way. I wear that like a badge of honor. That is not colorblind. But yeah, as you can see, Rhino will give away the clip. Oh, and Mal gives it away. I was going to hand over to Rhino to announce it, but there you go.
Yeah, it's all right. I literally don't need to be here. Just listening to you two bicker and argue all day would just be a great podcast. But you know what? It is gonna be Fall who takes home the victory, and it was a great clip. Kingsman was right for a change, so we're gonna have to watch it again. Let's take a look once more at your clips of the playoffs, and your winner of clip of the playoffs is Fall.
It's that time of the week again. RSC-eu's Clip of the Week brought to you by trophi.ai. Use code RSC-eu to get 12% off Rocket League coaching for 12 months. Now, let's check out the plays.
There you go. Your clip of the playoffs brought to you by Fall. Congratulations. I will say someone who we didn't discuss in that previous conversation who I think deserves something was Stingray. That redirect on halfway was really, really nice. No bounce either, which always makes it look that little bit better. But hang on, I need to read what's happening down at the bottom of the screen. Yes, thank you very much for reminding me, Mal. So, there are some clips that were in Clip of the Week, i.e. Clip of the Playoffs, that will not be in Clip of the Season, and vice versa. We're going to do Clip of the Season a little bit later on. But just so everybody knows, just so that everybody is clear, there are some that aren't in each video. There are some that are in each video. We'll go through it when we get there. But as always, you've got to take the good stuff with the bad stuff, and there are always some wonderful fails in the final weeks of RSC. So we go from clips to fails. Let's check out the fails of the playoffs for RSC17.
And now we have RSC-eu's Fail of the Week, brought to you by trophi.ai. Haha, well, if you're on the video this week, you should probably go and buy yourself some coaching under code RSC-eu.
Yes! No!
You do seriously surprise me. Thank you, Chef. You surprise me to how you are.
So as always, we have quite a lot of submissions for Clip of the Week and not too many for Fail of the Week. Pegasus, any that you enjoyed over there?
I just like the fact that JPEG just cannot help himself. He sees a clip ready and
He's a
he makes sure that
bagsman.
one is packaged off and sent every single time. There's never a dull moment when he's on the pitch, but I liked the other Fail very much. Just not being able to pull off that goal, but same time, conceding is more costly than not scoring, you could say.
Yeah, certainly a little bit. Kingsman, do you want to maybe try and give us some insight on what was going through JPEG's head at the time? I know you don't
Kingsman
partake too much in I know you don't partake too much in aerials, but on this particular occasion, just what might have been going through his head?
Well, see, I told JPEG at the start, I said, you see, obviously I didn't make it to the playoffs. Someone needs to win Fail of the Week in the playoffs from Mistaken. JPEG delivered. But see, I told him to do a psycho into his own net, so I really don't know why he hasn't delivered. I mean, I saw this live and I said to him at the end, I said, JPEG, where's your own goal psycho? He said, oh, well, I was too busy locking in. I was like, oh, that's poor. But no, brilliant redirect from JPEG. He can't help himself clipping. Maybe he's the one that's colorblind in this franchise, but no, very well deserved. JPEG with a brilliant redirect that would probably win Clip of the Week, wins Fail of the Week.
And it certainly does. There you go. JPEG does take it home. And you know what? I think we've all earned it. I think we can all watch it again. Let's take a look one more time at your fails of the playoffs.
And now we have RSC-eu's Fail of the Week, brought to you by trophi.ai. Haha, well, if you're on the video this week, you should probably go and buy yourself some coaching under code RSC-eu.
Yes! No!
You do seriously surprise me. Thank you, Chef. You surprise me to how you are.
There you go. Always fun to watch again, and especially when it was Kingsman who coached it into existence. Beautiful work from JPEG into the back of his own net. Right, that is our conversation around the playoffs themselves complete, which means we need to take a look at the wider picture. We're going to take a look at the season as a whole now, giving out our awards from across the season, and we are going to start with our seasonal top 3 statistics from each tier. So with that said, we'll talk about it when we get there. Let's start with the academy, and we will start with our top 3 statistics from the season. And again, you can see in the top right hand corner what that means. Whether that's true or not, to be honest, we don't actually know anymore, but I'm going to take it as fact that you must have played 20 plus games across the season. These are your statistical champions. Kingsman, talk us through academy.
Yeah, and it's Jazz. 466 points is your MVP. Someone had to carry Masters, and it was Jazz with 466 points per game and 1.38 goals per game, beating out just Tawny and JPEG, and Rakeboy and Big Chebs respectively. But Big Chebs does pick up an award, and it is Striker. To get first in Striker and third in Finisher is a very good effort for your season. So Big Chebs, clearly consistent shooting. Then you got Crazy from Nexus with 1.14 assists per game, but Just Tawny gets his justice as he picks up the savior with 1.91, beating Simo by 0.01 save per game. That is a margin and a half.
Yeah, that's a little bit devastating, actually, isn't it? For across the season, 0.01 saves per game wins it. Well, there you go. Those are all your seasonal top 3 stats champions from Academy for RSC17. Let's go up to Prospect and Pegasus. Talk us through these.
Well, starting off, we got Potter with your MVP, 486.79 points per game, which, if it is for 20 plus games, is a ridiculous record to hold. Was closely followed by Cutie Pie and Francis in the silver and the bronze. Rex will take your finisher accolade with a 1.47, with Roma, who we've seen many a times on these pages week in, week out, in the silver with a 1.43, following Taffy Jones. But here he is. Roma does get himself an accolade, a 42.54% shooting percentage for the season, closely followed by Rex and Razor. Your playmaker is Dendo with 1 assist per game flat, the only person to do so, with Potter and Mason SP both on 0.92 respectively. And then it is Francis, mentioned yet again, was bronze for your MVP. Also looks to be a defender of the season. 2.14 saves per game. The only one to break the 2 barrier.
There you go. Everybody from Prospects getting involved. And congratulations if you see yourself on the screen once again. Let's move on up into Challenger tier for the seasonal top 3 stats. Kingsman, talk us through it.
Yeah, and Panda himself finds himself amongst the awards again. 458 points per game, way ahead of Lantern in second. He also picks up your finisher by a great margin to Jaran as well. 1.5 goals per game to 1.19. Then you have Fresh Mint for Illusory, 43.1%, beating Panda himself for his first award by 0.6%. The Beast then also representing Illusory, he picks up your Playmaker with 0.87 assists per game. And then at the end it is Yasmina with 2.15 saves per game, broken the 2 barrier, and so did my GM in Buddha, 2.08. Not enough though to pick up the gold.
Not quite enough, but tell you something. Something I do always say on Team of the Week is if you see yourself on the screen, give yourself a pat on the back, especially now when we're looking at across the entire season, because that just means you're one of the most consistent players in your tier over the course of the season. So even a silver in the seasonal awards is very impressive indeed. Let's move up to rival tier. Pegasus. Lots of Team Serene. Goodness me.
My goodness. And I'm happy that this is the one I get to cover. It's Benelman and Johnny Greenbean that I mentioned twice in the gold positions. You got Benelman for both the MVP and the Savior, which I believe was the exact same record that he had for playoffs as well. If I'm correct, I think he got MVP and Savior there too. Johnny Greenbeam was shut out on a few silvers during the playoffs, but he'll get gold this time for both your finisher and your striker, with 1.18 goals consistently coming from 46.5% of shots. Ethan is following closely behind on both those stats as well, with a 1.13 goals per game and a 40% shooting percentage. But to break this streak, it is Change with a 0.93 assists per game, followed by Toby on 0.88 and True Bally on 0.88. I'm going to go for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
Just going to confirm. Boy, yep, absolutely. But brilliant work from the Team Serene crew across the season. Looks like they had a really, really good time up in Rivals. So, as always, if you see your name, congratulations. You were one of the top performers this season in Rival tier. Right, 2 more to go. let's take a look at Elite, and Kingsman, talk us through this one.
It is April, 460 points, taking your MVP, just beating our clip of the week, or clip of the playoffs winner in full by 6 points. Then it is someone who calls himself too old to compete at the highest levels, clearly not, in Rahu, with 1.35 goals per game, beating Muppen in April again. Muppen, though, does get his gold in the striker, 44% shooting. Then it is Sam Dusk, someone who won Challenger last season, finds himself amongst the Elite Awards with 1.09 assists per game, the only one to break that one barrier in Elite. Then it is Rilo, the one person that won the tier, gets an award, 2.31 saves per game, beating out E and Lumi, who both broke the 2 mark.
There you go. That's everybody who performed well this season in Elite. Congratulations if you see yourself there. Once again, see a couple of names popping up in a couple of places, so especially if you see your name in multiple columns. That is a fantastic season that you should be very, very happy with. And finally, let's take a look then at the top performers in Master Tier. And Pegasus, you can talk us through all of these.
Wow, lots of mentions here of Gadali and Yotam with over 500 points per game, 1.13 goals per game, and finally 2.58 saves per game as well. It's been a great season for them, but of course other people did compete and do well as well. Slayer Crimes in silver for MVP with 490. Soli has got the bronze with 450 points per game, just about. I'll round it out for them. Your striker is Usic with 43.59% shooting percentage. Alanis follows with 38.6% and Llama with 36.56%. And then finally, your playmaker is Wizzy with 1.08 assists per game, assisting his team all the way to a championship, with Jazz being the only other player with 1 or above assists per game.
Congratulations, Yotam. What an incredible season. Savior, finisher, and MVP. Doing great across the board. But again, everybody mentioned has done something fantastic this season. So your top performers from Master Tier are there in front of you. Now, based on those seasonal top 3 statistics and maybe a little bit of the eye test as well, we have then built the All-Stars teams for RSC17 moving forward. So let's take a look then as we move into the All-Stars rosters for Prospect Tier. And there you go. This is what the All-Star game looks like. It's going to be on the 4th and the 5th of June. And Pegasus, you can continue and talk to us about these academy players.
Will do indeed. Well, no surprises whatsoever that JPEG will find his way in the list. Same with Jazz. The only 2 main team representative for Glacies. There is also Yellow Guts and Jam Jar in that 4th and 5th spot. But betraying his very own on Ignis, Endrick will be rounding out that roster from Tjoms. We've also got Just Sterling, Biffy, and Crolex to make up the Ignis team, with a full Ignis bench as well of Tezik and our good friend, former producer of RSK Source.
There you go. And I have been informed, by the way, it's not the 4th and 5th of June. That was completely wrong. Those are the 4th and 5th placed players in the tier who are going to be making up the substitutes for the All-Star game. So on me, my fault. I missed that one. So we'll see that happening throughout the rest of these. But there are your Academy All-Stars. They'll be taken to the pitch very soon. As we then move forwards up into now what I believe I said the first time I was trying to introduce this, which is the Prospect tier. And Kingsman Gas, you can talk us through all the Prospect players for All-Star.
Yeah, starting off in Glacies, it's going to be Potter from Keanu, Razor from Thunder. It's going to be Francis from Umagis rounding off that team. And your substitutes for Glacies will be Rise and Roma, respectively. Now, in Ignis, it wouldn't be an All-Stars match with 2 teammates ending up on the same team. It is Rex and Dendo from Snap that make it together. They will be paired along with Taffy Jones, 88, from Occultus, and then 4th and 5th respectively will be Merits and WK.
Should be a good one, as congratulations go to everybody on the screen in front of you again. All stars for Prospect for RSC17. Let's then go up to Challenger and Pegasus back to talk about everything happening here. And I think, yeah, we've got some two sides that have 2 or more players from the same organization.
And, well, DeathCloud are very familiar with the 2/3 role, and it comes here for All-Stars for them, with Skips and Next Fox teamed together alongside George, Panda himself, and Ronan. In all fairness, Chrome Esports are as well, alongside the only, The Beast. And we have this conversation every single time during the awards show. We like to give our own bit of an award at the end for the best name. Of course, Nyum took it famously one year. I'm just saying The Beast is currently on my shortlist. But for your 4th and 5th spots, on the Glacy side of All-Star is going to be Yanan and Fresh Mint, who is actually a defect from Ignis. But Tank and Mr. Poggy do remain loyal after having a fantastic season themselves.
Yeah, everybody on the screen again having a brilliant season. I mean, Panda himself as well, just someone we continuously see on those weekly awards. So looking for big things coming through into All-Star. Let's then keep going up to Rival and Kingsman. Again, Mistaken have 2 players up here in Rival.
Yes, we do. And it's starting off in Glacies. It is going to be representing Identity. It's going to be Barissa and Magic, respectively. Haven't seen them all night, but we see them in the All-Stars now, joined by Benelman from Shinjiru, and very respected names on the bench as well in Mox and Tidir. Then against them in the Ignis Conference will be Evelios from Kianina, Ponk from Thread, and Kalen from Flame, with the bench reaching for Subby and Toby. And that will round off your Rival All-Stars.
Certainly will. Great work from everybody. I feel like as well, Evelios is someone who we always see that's involved in those awards as well. So very well deserved All-Star placement along with everybody else involved here. We've got 2 more tiers to go. So let's take a look at Elite next up and Pegasus. Who can we expect to play in this one?
Well, a lot of Glacy's players for one. They've got a full team and they take up 3 up to 4 of the bench spots as well. But, I mean, if you did see the playoff bracket, that starts to make a bit more sense. Vinci, alongside Fall and Relo, will make up your Glacy side. On Ignis, you've got April, Rahu, and Silas. And then on your bench, you've got Sam Dusk alongside Jobs. Those 2 get along very, very well, so they're going to be having great conversations on the bench. And then we've got Muppin and Dash for Ignis.
There you go. So once again, 10 best players coming through from Elite, and we can move one final place up the tiers to take a look at the Master All-Stars teams. And Kingsman Gas, you can talk us through it.
Yeah, in Glacies, it is going to be Slayer Crime from Galaxy, Yotam from Zeus, and Jazz from Kazuku. Then on the bench then will be Twinzer and Mimical, respectively. Then moving down to Ignis, where we see 2 Yuki representatives in Wizzy and Crisps. They will be joined by Verify from Bean, and on the bench for them will be Walounds and Jarku.
Going to be interesting, that one, isn't it? The grand finalists teaming up in the Master Tier playoffs, then seeing if they can get the job done against the Glacies Conference. Well, there is your All-Stars teams for each of the tiers. And congratulations if you saw your name at all across those graphics. We don't know if we are going to get the games going in between seasons. We've got 3 seasons this calendar year, folks. We've got a lot to fit in. So if we don't get to All-Stars, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But Pegasus, even having your name listed on that graphic is something pretty cool.
It really is. It's part of RSC history as well. I'm going to make an assumption here that I could get told off for making, but if RSC cards do return, then of course you will get a special All-Stars card as well with some better looking stats. They're very shiny, and it's just a nice way to remember a great season you had years down the line.
Yeah, Kingsman All-Stars is always one of those accolades we give out at the end of the season, which is often regarded as you know, one of the big ones, right? You start to talk about it in the Discord server and whatnot. It's a great thing that we do here at RSC, is the end of season awards, certainly the All-Stars.
Yeah, it is. And as much as these days it's not sort of as big as it used to be back in the day, it is still a big thing to be recognized as one of the best players in your tier, respectively. As much as it's Ignis versus Glaciers, and there is a bit of crossover. If you're recognized as one of the best 10 out of your tier, you should be very proud, and also getting some hefty bonuses for next season.
Go a little bit more in the pocket as well. So we've still got a long way to go, folks. I hope you're all sitting comfortably. I hope you've all got a drink to hand, because we have still got a fair few awards to give out. And alongside the All-Stars that we've just been able to give, we also are going to give out an individual player of the season, who in each of the tiers stood out above the rest. And it's my understanding that we have a video for each one of these awards. So if we can, let's start in Academy. Who was the player of the season for RSC17 in Academy? There you go. JPEG of Mistaken Purpose, Academy Player of the Season. I don't think that's especially surprising, Kingsman.
No, if it was anyone but him, it would be a disgrace. I'd be doing Didier Drogba type moves in front of the camera right now. But no, not surprised at all. It is JPEG picking it up. Obviously, total stats will look a lot lower now, obviously due to the 5-week season. But he's pulled in 16,000 points. Half of the games he's played, by the way, he's been MVP. He's picked up 40 goals, 26 assists, 55 saves with a shooting percentage of 37, a win rate of 75%, 3 hat-tricks, 1 playmaker, and 7 saviors. A bumper season for JPEG.
Yeah, but it's also a little bit just part of the course, isn't it, for JPEG at this point? He always seems to be up there when we're talking about the end of the season. But no, seriously, great work from JPEG doing, absolutely rocking it for Academy this season and doing really, really well. Pegasus, I mentioned it there just a moment before. JPEG has been in the league for a good long while now, and it's brilliant that he's getting the spotlight on him for RSC17.
I mean, we spoke about it a bit off stream. This was what we used to see how our run of show was going to be for the day. I mean, there was no real surprise that it was going to be JPEG, but Kingsman, we said that JPEG has been at the top of his tier for quite some time.
Too long.
Just waiting for it to come together. This player of the season has been due for... I mean, like we covered before, I've been doing RS casts for a year and a bit, and I feel like JPEG has always been pretty much top 3 ever since I've been here.
Finally, watch him shoot into the rival tier now that he no longer has to sandbag in Academy. He'll be. I'm sure Academy players will be happy to see the back of JPEG as hopefully now he moves up into Prospect.
Yeah, absolutely. We do very much expect that, but will he be able to take home a Player of the Season award in that tier next season? Well, we'll find out. But for this season, let's take a look at the video for the Prospect Player of the Season, and it is going to be...
Ooh.
Someone with a lot of statistics.
There
It's
you
going to be
go.
Rex. There you go. Mushy P-Brain Snap coming through with Rex and Pegasus. Talk us through the incredible season that Rex has had.
53 goals in 36 games. That definitely is a statistic that just shoots out at me immediately. That is a ridiculous record. An 89% win rate as well. Of course, that just goes to show how dominant Smushy P Brains were as a whole, but these individual stats certainly do not lie. This is a big part of a reason why this org had so much success in this tier.
Yeah, it certainly is just an incredible season from Rex. Great job there. And as you rightly said, I mean, just 53 goals in 36 games. Not much more needs to be said. Let's move on to the Challenger tier and who will take home the player of the season in Challenger. It's going to be an interesting one to take a look at. And of course, it will be Chrome's Panda himself, Kingsman.
Yeah, and I think based off stats, most people could see this coming. It's Amarok's Panda himself. 36 games, 16.5k points, 12 MVPs, a third of the games, 54 goals, 27 assists, 39 saves, a 43% shooting rate, a 67% win rate, 8 hat tricks, 2 playmakers, and 4 saviors. A season to truly remember for Panda himself. A very, very deserved Challenger Player of the Season.
Feels like he had an absolutely great season. Again, was always involved when we were looking at those Players of the Week statistics week to week. So Panda standing out above the rest in Challenger as the Player of the Season. Let's go up then into the Rival tier. It was a fantastic season in Rival. Lots to fight for. But now we should be able to take a look and see once again who was on top of the pedestal, who took home the Player of the Season in Rival. It's another mistaken player. This time it's going to be Magic, Pegasus.
I mean, what a season that Mistaken have had. And especially in this season of RSC, we flip-flop between Legacy and Draft. I would say that Draft is a bit tougher to get all the players you want across all of your tiers. Yeah, Kingsman, you guys have done a great job. Magic has been an excellent pick. He's got 40 goals in 39 games, but he's got a lot of defensive contributions. 68 saves with 8 savior medals. This has definitely been the most balanced player of the season we've seen so far, but I guess that's why you picked him, Kingsman. A player capable in all areas of the pitch.
First, all I'm going to say is first pick in Rival for a reason.
There you go.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Checking out the win rate as well, 72% win rate across the season. Very impressive from Magic in Rival. 2 more tiers to go. Let's take a look at the Elite Player of the Season and who, which organization they will be a part of. So here we go. The statistics showing it's going to be Deathcloud Nefeli, and it will indeed be Rilo, Kingsman.
Yeah, it very deserved by the sounds of things. Many elite players saying they would riot if it wasn't Rilo. And, well, no rioting for Rilo needed. He is your elite player of the season. 17.7k points. I think that's the most we've seen so far. 13 MVPs in 39 games, with most of that being in the saves department. 90 saves in almost 40 games is one hell of a stat line. He's almost got a goal per game as well. Not so good on the assists, but with a 62% win rate, 4 hat tricks, and, well, 15 saviors. I think it speaks for itself why he deserves that elite player of the season.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Third man is a spot on a Rocket League team that doesn't always get the bright lights and the accolades, but Rilo's proving that you can absolutely be a defensively minded player and still get called out for it. Congratulations to Rilo, your player of the season in Elite. So, one final tier remaining. Let's take a look at it. The final tier to talk about the player of the season. In Master tier, it will be Chrome Yuki Crisps, Pegasus.
I mean, he's just a fantastic player. It goes without saying, deservedly the best performer in RSC this season. Of course, winning the toughest tier. They were a completely dominant side. There were, of course, other fantastic players on this one roster, but Crisps took this time in Master to stand out. Every single stat you see here is worth that bit more than you saw in all of the other player of the seasons. Every single goal is against the best defenders RSC has to offer. Every single save is against the best attackers that RSC has to offer. Every single assist comes from players that actually play for that central space, and Crisps sees through it all. He is the true master of RSC, and he'll get that Premier Trophy.
There you go. Player of the season, Chrome Yuki Crisps. And you just got a little bit of a spoiler about what we're going to show next. But you know what? We might as well do it anyway. We've seen a couple of Chrome players already today, but I wonder who could possibly be taking home the franchise of the season for RSC17. It could be absolutely anybody. Well, of course, it's going to be Chrome Esports. Congratulations to Stone, Pears, and Ronan. Kingsman, just talk us through some of these stats in front of us.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about Chrome Esports Management earlier, but well, when you win 132 of 240 games, 55% win rate with 600 goals scored and just under 500 against, and you win 2 tiers, and you get 4 teams into playoffs with 6 All-Stars, 8 Team of the Weeks, 3 podiums, and also 2 Players of the Season. Was it really in doubt? I think Mistaken might have needed to have won rival tier to even been in with a shout, but winning 2 tiers, they were the clear favourites here, and what a job they've done, especially in that Challenger tier. What a way they won it. But yeah, Stones, Pears, and Ronan, brilliant debut season. Much congratulations, and very, very well deserved.
Absolutely, and I do want to talk about the goal difference as well, just over there. 603 goals for, 493 goals against. They scored over 100 more goals than they conceded across the season. That is pretty impressive. So I have been just told that after taking a look at this franchise of the season, it was incredible. We do have a Sir Pegasus made award. So actually, I'm just going to let you host and introduce it, Pegasus. Go ahead. This is all you, bro.
Well, we've got to continue what has been a tradition for quite some time on these awards show, and that is the most prestigious reward that you can win. Let's throw it on the screen. Let's throw it on the screen. For your RS Cast Name of the Season, we have The Beast. I mean, come on, he's called The Beast. I just think that's incredible. I'm glad to see him take this title. Illusory can be proud that they drafted someone with such a fantastic name. This also does have a silver medal. It's the one and only Rhino's favorite name to pronounce, certainly Kingsman's favorite name to pronounce. Francis Olejide BT will take the silver medal from me.
Robbed of the gold.
Robbed of the gold. Absolutely robbed of the gold.
The Beast tapped in with the 90+7.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely robs of the gold. Francis Olejide BT, but nonetheless, that is exactly... there you go. So Sir Pegasus has chosen and announced his RS Cast Name of the Season, and myself and Kingsman didn't get a vote. So that shows you how corrupt the selection process really was for this particular award. But we move on. Maybe we'll do it properly next season. Who knows? Kingsman, we've got a couple more things to give out. The next thing we're going to talk about is staff awards, but everybody needs to make sure that they stick around because Clip of the Season is coming soon, and that's one of my favorite parts of this whole stream.
Yes, it certainly is. And, well, it'll be good to see Clip of the Season, knowing that I won't feature for every consecutive season. I've never featured in Clip of the Season, but I think we're getting a bit of ahead of ourselves there, Rhino, because as it says below, it is time to talk about the staff, the people that make sure the league runs smoothly every single Every single series gets reported and keep the league running alongside obviously all the head admins, but we'll talk about them later. They don't really matter that much, right?
Yeah, this is the part of the show which really does feel like we are giving credit to those who keep RSC running, as you rightly say, Kingsman. And so we will take a look then at the staff awards. Let's take a look to start with. And it looks like we're going into the broadcast side already for staff awards. And we will start with your broadcaster, staff MVP. It's going to be Raids. Pegasus, Raids has stepped up a lot this RSC season.
He really has. He's taken so much more of a role on these broadcasts as well. Not just a producer. He's been doing some POV observing as well during the playoffs, and it looks so much better than director cam. It's not an easy skill to do. He is literally manually pressing which perspective you are seeing instead of letting it be done automatically, just so that those plays during the playoffs are even easier to follow, not just for the casters but for those watching at home as well. So definitely deserving of your MVP.
Very much so. And we do want to clarify, of course, everybody who takes a role in staff is a champion in our eyes, but we also do want to shine light on those who are just going that little bit above and beyond. And Raids is definitely one of those people. So, also, along with Raids in the broadcast booth, we are looking at people in the caster booth as well. And someone who's come through this season really well for caster staff MVP is going to be Tino. And Tino really has been taking a lot of the casts this season. Really stepped into that caster role very well and filled some gaps when we absolutely desperately needed it. So credit where it's due. Tino has had a fantastic season and long may it continue here in RSC. Let's take a look then at our match admin MVP. And this is a name that we're going to be talking about a little for maybe a little bit more is Jasmine. Match admin, Kingsman. What a job she's done.
Yeah, she has been incredible, as you said, in a lot of committees. I swear, pretty much every committee I've been in with a ticket this season, she's responded. So, I mean, fair play, done bits for RSC this season, been absolutely massive, and made me watch a basically 20-minute presentation on how to say her name correctly, which I wasn't even, I said at the end, I'll be honest, I'm not going to try. I'm just going to say it's Jasmine. But yeah, brilliant introduction to the staff committee. And yeah, very deserving of all the awards she's going to win.
Bro really said, I ain't reading all that. Oh my goodness.
Yep,
but, exactly. You know what? We might as well keep the picture up for the next award as well. Player admin staff MVP is also going to be Jasmine. Pegasus, your turn.
Well, we've gone from match admin to player admin. Every single role that includes the word admin, Jasmine has been completely dominating. I wish I could have seen this PowerPoint as well, because I would have gone through, you know, the effort of reading it. So apologies if that isn't correct, but I hope that we can still articulate all the same. But we are very thankful for how much you help this community.
Without a shadow of a doubt, Jasmine does a lot of work for us here at the RSC, keeps us moving for sure. Someone who allows us to put on the productions that we do and obviously backs a lot of our social media game and everything here on RScast is the media staff MVP. And who else could it possibly be? Conflict has been an absolutely incredible asset to the RSC team this season. The countless number of videos that you've been seeing for play clip of the week, fail of the week, team of the week, and all of the stuff for across the season as well. Conflict has done it all and always to an incredibly high quality. Also created that advert for Landemonium, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. That of course was alongside myself as well. So Conflict continues to be a pinnacle of excellence here in RSC, and the videos that we continue to produce are second to none, and that is all thanks to Conflict. Wonderful work. Next up, we are going to be talking about the events staff MVP, and well, that's going to be Shattered, Kingsman.
I got robbed for this. I actually showed up for meetings this season.
What?
Shows how much Shattered...
Surely not.
Yeah, I know. Shows how much Shattered appreciates my input this season. But no, on an absolute serious note, though, Shattered is the brains behind a lot of the events you see. As much as you've got a few of us others in the background, yeah, Shattered is basically the brains and pretty much does everything else behind organising these events. So really, there was only one person. And also, I think I shout him out for actually getting me to show up for meetings. So... Fair. He has done a very good job in that as well. So yeah, very well deserved. Shattered. Had to win something. That's what I'll say.
couldn't let him have one, could you? You couldn't let him just have one. Just have one moment. Well, there you go. Shattered is your event staff MVP. And then we can take a look at your development staff MVP. And this one is also a pretty easy award to give out, Pegasus. It's Reptic.
Yeah, this is... I mean, this is the man that keeps RSC running at this point. All your score reporting, a lot of the passing as well, all goes through this man and this man alone. He's incredible what he's done. He's changed the way that RSC works at this point, and every time that I speak to a captain, they tell me how much easier it is to do their job in RSC, thanks to all of the streamlining that has been across the entirety of the RSC workflow. Yeah,
he is integral to the running of RSC, there's no doubt about it, and I want to give a personal thank you as well to Reptic, because he is also in the development team for the Great Minecraft Race, which is my annual charity event that happens in March. So we appreciate the work that Reptic does across the board, not just for RSC itself, but for the people that are involved in RSC as well. Great shout out for Reptic. And next up, we have the moderation staff MVP, and this is a name that you've seen a little bit already. Jasmine coming through with her third award of the night, but to be honest, it's absolutely deserved. Jasmine has stayed on top of the moderation of the channel, of the Discord, for goodness knows how long now, certainly for a majority of the season. It's been doing a fantastic job of making sure that everything is sensible and safe within our community. So Jasmine, that does not go unnoticed. Thank you so much for all of the work that you do as a moderator here involved in RSC. Next up, then, we've got the minigame staff MVP, and that's going to be Friday, Kingsman.
Yeah, Shattered couldn't give himself another committee award, so it has to go to Friday. Someone who, I might be completely wrong, used to be admin here and stepped back to do a few other smaller committees and helps run the minigame side of things now. A committee which, to be honest, personally, I haven't seen much of this season, but I know from what Shattered tells me, they do a lot of mini games throughout the season, so very deserved. It will be Friday.
There you go. Congratulations to Friday. And our final staff award of the night is going to be our most improved award. This goes to the person who, yeah, as I say, just is the most improved across the season. And we are going to be giving this one to Mirai, closely followed by Conflict and Tino. But Pegasus, Mirai has really stepped up this season.
Yeah, he really has. He's part of the mod committee and both the player admin committee. And moderation is really not easy in this server. We got 5.5k over, I believe, actually, in the RSC Discord server. We've, of course, got about 5.5k followers actually here as well on the Twitch. It is a very difficult task to take on, yet he has stepped up to the task. He's improved very quickly, which you kind of have to when you're thrown in the deep end for such tough jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. So congratulations to Mirai and, of course, Conflict and Tino as well for being able to claim the most improved across the season. Great work from everybody involved with staff. So there you go. There is a full list of the staff MVPs. If you see your name on here, especially if you see your name here multiple times, looking at you, Jasmine, then you really got something to be proud of. RSC is a community that is built around the volunteers and the staff members that we have. It simply wouldn't run the way that it is. It wouldn't be growing at the rates that it is without the people in front of you and everybody else who's on all of the staff teams. We live by our volunteers. Thank you so much to everybody who puts aside time in their very busy schedules, very busy weeks to support the RSC. You are all fantastic, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Keeping on the theme of staff, we are going to take a look at the stream leaderboards. Now, there's a couple of things to play for here. There's the number of streams broadcast, there's the number of games casted, and there is a prediction leaderboard as well among all of the casters that we have here at RSC. And you can see the results in front of you. So Raid and Stingray technically do share top spot. I'm going to give them both the gold medal. They both deserve it for 8 streams across the season. And Abdul very almost there as well on the 7 streams across the season. Cast across the season, this man is no stranger to winning the award for casts per season. Hodge takes home 30 games casted across the season. Char very close behind on 28, and GM also doing fantastically on 22. And then we're talking about predictions. Hodge couldn't win this one, couldn't get it over the line. It's going to be Char from the same group, the same organization, who takes home a 38% prediction rate, with Hodge in second with 28%, but a higher number than Tino, who is on 29%, but only 32. So there we go. Pegasus, anything you want to mention about these wonderful gentlemen here?
That mushy pea brains just seems to be the organization that teaches everyone how to cast and how to predict, apparently, with Hodge and Char taking both of those 2 top spots. You've also got Tino on their MVP season for being a caster, getting some great predictions in as well. But GM667, I feel like he's always in these top 3s for RSC, so huge shout out to him as well.
Yeah, very much so, for sure. Kingsman, obviously without streams, RSC isn't seen by the world. It's important that we celebrate the people who are doing the work behind the scenes, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. We've got to celebrate those people. As much as I'm sure people don't do it for recognition, it is nice to appreciate those who help the league get better outreach and help the league progress as it pushes on to its, what will be next season, its 18th season, which is mega, to be honest. So it's more important that we keep pushing on, keep appreciating the people that help the league run.
Yeah. So one of the other people who keeps this league run is Mal, obviously. He's behind the scenes right now, streaming for this very broadcast. And I've got a note from our streamer that says, now it's the special RS Cast Award just for you, Rhino. So, yeah, we will react to this, I guess. Goodness. Let's see what he's got cooking behind the scenes. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's great. That's really good.
Least valuable player.
Least valuable is crazy, you know, because I definitely have the most earnings as a caster on this desk, but that's by the by. That least valuable is crazy.
Whoa.
No, listen, you know what? I agree. I'm going to say that I absolutely agree with this one. I've not agreed with an award more tonight than I have this one. Pegasus and Kingsman carry this. I just stand here and I direct in a way. They could absolutely do this job without me. So yeah, very, very deserved, I think, for me to earn that one. Thank you, Mal. I appreciate you.
Come on, Rhino. To be honest, we all agree, but it's all right.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah, he's out of line, but he's right. Yeah, it's one of those ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I guess we'll move swiftly on from that one because it's the time that you've all been waiting for. We are finally going to be moving on to the clip of the season, folks. This is always such a wonderful, wonderful event, and we get to see some clips. Now, I will be shot if I don't remind you all that there are some clips that will be in this video who weren't in clip of the playoffs, and vice versa. It's not going to be the case. It's there will be some clips of the season that were taken from before the playoffs started, and there will be some clips that were taken in the playoffs that weren't better than some of the clips that were in the rest of the season. Everybody got that, everybody understood, so that I don't get shouted at. I hope that clarifies it. So without further ado, let's take a look at the video of your clips of the season for RSC17.
Is the counter attack out with the redirect top corner, and that's 2-0 there. They double the lead.
City once more, corner read potential, that's a redirect, that's in! Out of nowhere, able to find the protractor!
There's only so much this man can do though, as Jobs has a musty reset!
Solo play from his own half of the field, reset over the top, backboard double on fourth head. 6 feet under, you could say, from this point forward, and especially when Reflex is doing stuff like this from the ceiling. My word, Shadow are just styling on them.
Off onto the ceiling, the double is there, Yotab not able to get back!
There you go. So that was the fully montaged version of your clip of the season. 15 of the best plays across RSC17. Absolutely incredible work from Conflict, of course. Saw a couple of those transitions just looking so clean. But let's talk about the players themselves, Pegasus. Was there anyone that you looked at particularly as someone who stood out?
I think it had one of the best edits on it as well, and you can see it on the bottom right. I really liked Jobs' goal. The flip reset to Musty Flick. I know that he's a very mechanical player. I know that he's actually capable of a lot more than that, but to do it in a league play game is always going to be difficult, and by that I just mean in RSC as a whole, you know, not in a scrim, in an actual game of importance. It's extremely impressive, but that also got my second best edit out of the entirety of it as well.
Yeah, I think it was an incredible edit as well. It was very, very cool. Kingsman, notoriously difficult to impress. Anything that you enjoyed in the clips of the season?
Yeah, there was 2 clips I enjoyed, but for very different reasons. I think Subi's goal, I believe, now I might be completely wrong here, my justification of it then might be wrong, but I believe this was done in the playoffs. So to hit that type of shot in playoffs under all that pressure, so impressive. But, I mean, come on. Dash and Dreamy's shot. I mean, if you had 2 people sit there for 200, 300, 400 tries, they would struggle to replicate that shot. That shot will be struggled to be. I think most of these shots give a good player time, they'll replicate it. But that shot, just the uniqueness of it and the flair of it is just so impressive. It's a clip of a lifetime for sure.
It certainly is. Well, we will see if the people agreed with you, because the clip of the season has already been shared with the staff here at RSC, and it was the staff who voted on who won the clip of the season. So I believe that we can now take a look at the video with the results of the voting for your RSC17 clip of the season. Let's roll it. There you have it. Again, it feels like a tough night when I have to say that Kingsman Gas was right twice in a night, but I do have to again. Dash and Dreamy taking home the victory, but Pegasus, just talk to me about that goal. Kingsman described it as a once in a lifetime. I think that's probably about right.
I don't know. With the names that were listed there, I'm not sure if it is. They are just a different level. They see the game differently than we do. It was unreal. I thought it was a great goal to finish it off. It won by many points as well. You could see it was in the high 80s. I believe it was. I want to say like around 89, something like that. Yeah. Crazy goal. And when we watched it the first time, I was shocked. I was just as shocked watching it the second time, and that's when you know a goal is good.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I mean, Kingsman. You spoke about it in between there. In your minds, there wasn't really any that were pressing that goal for clip of the season. A very deserved winner, I would say.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, Dash winning something for once. That feels wrong to say, but very well deserved on this occasion. It's such a good
every
shot.
Reward.
As I said, that clip won't be. I think that's probably the best clip I've seen from RSC in a while. Like that is genuinely so impressive. Shout out to Subby in second place as well. I think without that he would have taken it easily first place. But yeah, so good.
So good. So your clip of the season for RSC17 comes to you courtesy of Dreamy and Dash. Great work from both of them. As we're starting to wind things down now, we're starting to look towards the future, and I mentioned it earlier at the start of this stream that, well, RSC, we've not just got 2 seasons this calendar year, we've got 3, and the next season is just around the corner. Let's show the video. Oh yes, RSC18 is just around the corner with a £600 prize pool. Master with 250, Elite 150, Rival 80, Challenger 60, Prospect 40, and Academy with a cool 20 quid. And you can see that there is an extra little icon down in the powered by bar as well. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But Pegasus, a 3-season year here for RSC, never before seen. It's exciting times for the RSC.
It really is. Going down from a 9-week season to a 5-week season as well to make it happen. So if you just about had missed the sign-ups for last RSC, luckily the next one can come a bit quicker, and that will be the same for all future RSCs moving forward. And I hope that that continues to invite people to what is the best grassroots league, definitely in Europe, but there's arguments for even more.
Yeah, I'm gonna claim in the world, because I truly believe that RSC has been the pinnacle of grassroots Rocket League for, well, basically since it started. And Kingsman, you've been involved in it for a good long while now. Seeing it go strength to strength must be pretty rewarding for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here now since RSC 9 or 8, I believe, and we're now either doubling that or plus 10 on that now. And the growth, RSC just goes from strength to strength every single season, and it keeps improving. So it is brilliant to see, and well, it just shows that the future for RSC is still very, very bright, and there is a lot more to come.
And on that note, Kingsman, we have one final video to show everybody, which has already been announced on the Master Playoffs, so I don't need to take too much time here. But if you haven't seen it, not only is this a 3-season year, it is also a LAN year. Let's take a look at the advert. Can you feel it? It's that feeling you get when community comes together to create something big. Can you see it? Hundreds of people wanting to be the next up, and the first ones there. Can you hear it? The sound of fans clapping, chanting, experiencing. It's about time this group got together, don't you think? This autumn, RSC Landemonium returns, and we are going bigger and better than ever before. £1,000 prize pool, as well as giveaways to win on the day.
Oh no! Goes for the bump. He leaves Ols out of the way, and that's Councillor Sir taking game 1.
The Red Bull gaming sphere in London will once again feel the power, the energy, and the noise that the RSC community can bring.
Away by Frank, now looking for the redirect from Matrix. Oh my goodness, he's got it! Oh, Matrix, that's outstanding! What on earth has happened there?
Mark your calendars, September 19th, we'll see you there. RSC Landemonium 3 coming back to the Red Bull gaming sphere in London later this year. I cannot wait. I've got both of my colleagues coming along with us as well. Should be a fantastic, fantastic day. Yeah, you'll be there, Kingsman. Don't you worry about that. We've got plenty of time to get you down there. Pegasus.
We will be there.
We will be there, certainly. You didn't go to Landemonium 2. I didn't go to Landemonium 1. It's finally time that we combined our powers at Landemonium 3, right?
Yeah, we actually have never done a LAN together ever. So I am quite excited to be there. Landemonium 1 was one of my favorite days ever, just in the esports space. It was the European community coming together for one day at the Red Bull Gaming Sphere as well, which is an unbelievable venue. So it's great to know that we're going to be going back there. But I am, if anything, more excited for this one than I was the first. I know how good it is. I've missed it ever since. I was gutted not to go to the second. You bet I will be there for the third.
Yeah, Kingsman, not all grassroots leagues across not just Rocket League, but a lot of video game titles get the opportunity to meet up in this way and pull off a LAN. It's something very special to RSC, and the opportunity for the whole community to come together and meet face to face is super important. You've been to both, I believe, of the previous Landemoniums, or just two?
One. Just the second one.
Okay. But what was your experience? Did you enjoy it? How did you find Landemonium when you were there?
Yeah, Landemonium was great, apart from the players on my team, but I won't go too much into that detail. But yeah, no, a really great experience. It's a day where you can meet sort of everyone at once instead of meeting people separately throughout the year. All of RSC gets together. You can I can't say that word. You can talk trash to your RSC colleagues in the chat in real life. You can trash talk people from across the room. So if you're trash talking in game, you can do it in there. But yeah, no, it's going to be really exciting. I truthfully don't know if I'm going to be there yet for reasons I will not share on the broadcast. But yeah, I'm sure for everyone that does go, it will be an absolutely brilliant time.
It certainly will. And you do talk about it. Like, the noise that they actually have in that LAN room is awesome, right? There's a lot of shouting, there's a lot of screaming, but yeah, the vibes just feel that little bit more serious when you are there. And the walkouts we had as well for the grand final was also pretty cool, as I got to announce the teams coming out. That was a lot of fun. I very much enjoyed that. So hopefully I'll get the chance to do that again, but with Sir Pegasus there, I'm sure we might be exchanging the hosting pleasantries over Landemonium. Yet to be decided, I guess, depending on what goes on.
No idea.
we literally have no idea. Conversations to be had a little bit later on in the year, but no, it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun, that's for sure. So you won't want to miss that. Make sure you're down in London in September. Couple of thank yous to give. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We very much appreciate each and every one of you, and they're not on the screen anymore, so I can't cheat and just read them off. I have to try and remember them. Let's see if I can do it. Badass Studios. We'd like to thank trophi.ai. We'd like to thank Housework, who are our new partners coming in this year, and I know I've missed one, and that's frustrating. SpartanWare, oof, almost. Okay, and SpartanWare for providing our merchandise, and they do a fantastic job of that as well. I believe it's spartanware.co.uk/rsc-eu to get all of your merchandise as well. SpartanWare do a fantastic job. And we also want to make sure that you know that if you are buying anything in the Epic Store, that you use code RSC-EU, because that will obviously help out the RSC, and it will help out everybody running this wonderful grassroots league that we have. I do want to throw out a couple of extra thank yous just before we shut this down. Thank you to all of the admins, thank you to the staff, and thank you to all of the players who make RSC what it is. This is a community at its heart, and we couldn't do anything that we do without every single one of you. So thank you so much. If you are, as I say, an admin for matches or for players, whatever it happens to be, if you're on the staff team or if you are just playing in RSC, it means a lot to us that you would take time to play in this league. It is awesome to see so many of you do so. And even if you just watch the streams, thank you so much for coming along as well. You're all a part of the RSC community. Pegasus, we're going to give... Right. Now, this has happened before, so I need to make sure that I clarify this to our producer. I'm going to give each of the guests an opportunity to say one final thing before we go into the closing down screen. So, Pegasus, what are your final words on RSC17?
Well, first of all, Yeah, as always, it's such a pleasure to be able to be a part of RScast even. I definitely haven't been as active as I have been in recent seasons, but RScast has been definitely the one thing I've made sure that I always try to clear the schedule for. I believe I actually did miss only one this season, but for the rest of us, this was a great season in terms of just being here. No, I feel like we did pretty well until playoff stages, but hey, I believe Mal had houses and the such to write off, so really fair play to him. Stream's been great. Of course, Conflict, as per usual, keeps leveling it up with the videos for all of RS cars, which has just made it so much better, definitely on our side of things, but I'm sure for the audience as well.
there you go. There's the update from
exactly.
Lovely words, Kingsman.
Who's most paid?
Kingsman, what are your final thoughts and words on RSC17 as we close this down?
Yeah, another brilliant season to tick off, I could say. First shortened season, and I think it has done very, very well this season. I think as well, I've got to say thank you to you, Rhino, as well, for keeping RSC cast running as smoothly as you do. As much as you say you could go on without you, you are the centerpiece for a reason, and you keep us in line and make sure we run as professionally as possible. So yeah, massive thank you as well to all the players as well who played this season. Without you guys playing, we don't have RSC simply. And so massive thank you, massive congratulations again to Chrome Esports and every single tier winner and all-star and player of the season. Very well deserved. And well, that is another season ticked off of the checkbooks. So good to see.
Yeah, it certainly is. RSC17 is finished, but as one chapter closes, another one opens. RSC18 is just around the corner. You will not want to miss it. RSC community, we will see you very, very soon. Take care. We'll see you in RSC18.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
This is trophi.ai, an AI Rocket League coach, and it's absolutely crazy what you can do with this. If you've ever heard of ballchasing.com, it's a lot like that, but on steroids.
You can press P and a pro demo will come up, and this is what's so cool and so unique about Trophi, is that this is not seen anywhere else, and it's just a great way to kind of show you how to do a training pack without having to side by side watch a YouTube video.
And this is actually really cool. Training paths. So you basically, you know the skill trees from Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man, Sekiro, you know that sort of games where you have to, you get skill points, use them, you unlock new skills. This is sort of very similar, but instead of actually getting skill points, you're actually doing the mechs. And also a cool feature as well, guys, watch this. You can slow it down. You can actually slow-mo it like this. So if you're really struggling, what you need to do, you can actually look for yourself and just have a look at them exact sort of movements that you're doing there. Look, it's really cool. I really like it. And
alongside helping with mechanics, it also has a feature that analyzes any of your saved replays. That way you can see what you're doing well and what you need to improve on. It even has this cool post-game analysis so that you can see stats from the game you just played.
Can you feel it? It's that feeling you get when community comes together to create something big. Can you see it? Hundreds of people wanting to be the next up and the first ones there. Can you hear it? The sound of fans clapping, chanting, experiencing. It's about time this group got together. Don't you think? This autumn, RSC Landemonium returns and we are going bigger and better than ever before. £1,000 prize pool, as well as giveaways to win on the day.
Oh no! For the bump, he leaves Ols out of the way, and that's Councillor Sir taking game 1.
The Red Bull gaming sphere in London will once again feel the power, the energy, and the noise that the RSC community can bring.
Away by Frank, now looking for the redirect from Matrix. Oh my goodness, he's going to it! Oh, Matrix, that's outstanding! What on earth has happened there?
Mark your calendars, September 19th, we'll see you there.